absolutely delighted to have with me Bernard Kouchner. Bernard probably needs no introduction, but he was the founder of Médecins Sans Frontières. He was the French Foreign and European Minister from 2007 to 2010, and is by far one of the most respected and well-known public figures in France. So Bernard, thank you for joining me here, and in particular thank you for joining me at One Young World as a counsellor. Now Bernard's going to be a counsellor on global health and the Global Health Plenary, and when we were talking a couple of months ago in Paris, you were telling me about the problem of vaccinations, that there's something like 7,000 children under the age of 5 who die every day in the world, who could actually be saved if they got a vaccination, but the problem is paying for that vaccination. And you had a clever thought about the funding.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you very much for saying so. Well, vaccination is a problem, but it's not the only problem. Global health is a problem. And usually vaccination is certainly, by prevention, the best way to avoid certain communicable diseases, etc. But in fact, we are giving, big foundations are giving money to the people, no, to the countries. And sometimes, that it's better, since 5 or 10 years with Global Fund, money and treatment against HIV/AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis. But we don't have the idea, not enough, to set up a real health care system all over the world. We are, like Good Samaritan, giving money. But it's up to the people not to face all the difficulties in the same time, of course, but to think in getting up, building up an health care system. For that, they need money.
Because the biggest issue is not that people are against this, it's how we fund it.
We proposed several years ago, a sort of contribution on all the movement of capitals, on all the transaction. Let's say that the financial transaction will contribute by 0.005%. This is just nothing. On $1,000, 0.005 makes 5 cents. So globally, all over the world, this is absolutely harmless, painless.
So it's basically, whenever there's a financial transaction between companies around the world,
yes,
and money moving around the world,
exactly,
to take a very small levy off that.
Very,
so basically,
not very small, very,
tiny.
Tiny.
So it costs the average person in the streets doesn't even see it. So it's basically something that...
And it makes, for the time being, around 20, 25, 30 billion dollars a year. Exactly what we want. And the people are more or less in agreement, because if you are taxing everybody, nobody is suffering. Certainly not of 5 cents.
What's the biggest barrier? You said that the G20 voted on it in Parliament.
Some people honestly are not in agreement, because they are so theoretical. Market economy must not be taxed. This is not a tax. We have to call that a contribution.
Or a contribution.
Contribution, and it will be done. They are more or less all in agreement. It will come. They compare that to Tobin tax. Tobin tax is something completely different. This is for care. This is for health. This is for everybody.
And to save lives.
And to save life, of course. And to save life at the minimum, at the grassroots level. We propose to the young leaders in Zurich to be the ambassador of such a project.
I was going to say, how can the young people in Zurich, the people out there, how can they actually help?
They have to invent in their surrounding, villages, town, country, if they are civil servant in their administration, etc. This idea of sharing something together. We have to transform them in a sort of informators, contributors themselves, not only being ambassador, but being partner. If there is a group in all the country, one after the other, a group of pressure to inform the people and to tell them that this is not a tax, this is not to harm let's say the world economy, not at all, on the contrary. It will be done, and look, in the 27 European Union countries, more than half are in agreement.
Do we have a name for this? Is there a name for it?
No, at the beginning it was, of course, innovative fundings, and it has been sold to the UN system and etc. under that name. But we must also ask to find a name
maybe that's
representing fraternity, solidarity, and how to help the people.
You know, I don't know what you guys think about the idea. To me, it sounds like an incredibly interesting idea. What counts is what you think. But a couple of things. Firstly, if you like the idea, if you think it's a powerful idea, think about how you can get behind it, how you can create a movement. Secondly, we need a name. So, you know, I think to all you brilliant One Young World ambassadors out there, what would be a really powerful, simple name for this? And thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you in Zurich.